What's up, tribe? Excuse me, how you guys doing this evening? Hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is review for Growing Up Hip Hop Season 3, Episode 4. Yes, I'm insisting that this is a Season 3. They can keep calling it Season 2 if they want to. So the whole first 20 minutes of this episode was dealing with Lil Bow Wow and Bow Wow and his girlfriend. They had a big fight and they broke up. Here's the issue, and I'm going to go ahead and break this whole thing down. First of all, Bow Wow nor your girlfriend, Kiyomi, Kilolo, Kikoko, and somebody else was calling her Dana or some shit. So I don't know if she one of them people that like got two names and then go by like the more exotic name. Like, I don't know. But here's the deal. Both of them, neither one of them need to be in a relationship because neither one of them are mature enough for a mature relationship. The type of relationship they have is that high school shit, and both of them are too old for that. So if that's the relationship, if that's what they can offer each other, then no, they don't need to be together. Here's what breaks down. Bow Wow went to the club. Bow Wow knew when he went to that club that he wanted to be in that club and he wanted to party and he wanted to be with his friends. And instead of just being honest with his girlfriend and saying, look, me and you normally rock together. We've been, thick as thieves, attached at the hip for months. I just want a night out with the fellas. I just want to go, have a good time, and just chill out. Can I do that? And instead of him coming at her straight up like that, he came at her with the, man, I got to do this for my job. I got a new album coming out. I just got to be seen. I got to be in the club so people can see me. I ain't going to drink. My stomach hurt. I'm not even going to do nothing. I'm just going to be there for a couple of hours and then I'm out. So on the flip side, she don't trust him. So she don't want him to go anywhere that she's not going. So she pressing him out about, well, how long are you going to be? Well, what you going to do? And da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, I'm going to the studio. Meet me at the studio when you leave. So again, Kiyomi, you are not mature enough for a relationship because at this point, they kept saying, oh, well, you got to understand what business I'm in. It's not about the fact that you in the rap game. It's not about that. It's about the fact that if you can't trust your boyfriend to go out and hang out with the fellas, then you don't need to be with him. Period. I don't care if he Lil Bow Wow. I don't care if he's a rapper. I don't care if he has a bad reputation. If you don't trust that you're the one that he's going to be faithful to, then y'all don't need to be together. That's really what that boils down to. My opinion. Now, on the Kiyomi side of it, on the Bow Wow side of it, you knew she was at the studio waiting for you because she told you she was going to go to the studio and you told her you were going to come to the studio when you got done and that you weren't going to be there that long. You had her waiting for hours, and then when you did show up, your ass was drunk. It don't even matter whether there was pictures, Instagram pictures, or anything else. That ain't even an issue. Take that out of the equation. You was wrong. You were fucking wrong. You had that woman waiting on you, and you knew good and damn well you didn't want to go to the studio that night. You wanted to hang out with your friends. But again, I say, y'all are in y'all mid-20s, late 20s, whatever. If y'all are not mature enough to say, hey, I want a night out with the fellas, and if she's not secure enough in y'all relationship to say, hey, cool, have a good time, I'll see you when you get home, I'm going to go do my thing with my friends or whatever, then yeah, y'all don't need to be together. But it ended up being a big-ass argument. He said that, he said some nasty things to her, and he said that, she ripped his shirt and all this other stuff. It sounded like it was a real bad situation, and I'm glad it didn't turn domestic, but it sounded like it was a really bad situation. But at the end of the day, it really didn't have to go that way. Now, here's my issue. When they telling their story, Kiyomi, you were not wrong, so you didn't have to lie. She talking about I ain't have no attitude when he got there. I just told him I didn't feel like talking. That's a fucking attitude. That's an attitude. I don't know what your definition of an attitude is, but you show up somewhere and somebody says to you, I don't feel like talking. I don't have no attitude, but I just don't want to talk to you right now. That's an attitude. That's your boyfriend, but you don't feel like talking to him. That's an attitude. Anyway, so I'm done with that. But that was a big part of this episode, was about them. And so Bow Wow has this album cover release for Rolling Out, where he did a spread. Basically, they did a profile on him. A profile on him. He was on the album cover, and she was in most of the pictures. So of course she was expected to be at the party, and he was like, I don't know if she coming or not. I just need to get my head together. So then he proceeds to talk to his friends. They were like, so you single now? So what that mean? He was like, I ain't talked to her all day. She packed up her shit and moved it out. I guess I'm single. All right, well, let's get with some hoes. Let's do this, let's do that. Again, that's where you make your mistake. Because at the end of the day, this situation ain't done. This situation ain't done. So why are you going to make a bad situation worse by having a couple of one-night stands and being a hoe, especially on camera? So anyway. Rest of the episode. So we see Masika and Miss Deb. Now, Masika wants Miss Deb to represent her. Miss Deb is like, I really ain't trying to go down that road. I just don't think that's a good idea. But maybe you and Johnny Blaze can work together. So first of all, she goes to see Masika. Masika is talking about Bow Wow and the whole situation with Bow Wow. And Deb was like, why are we having so much conversation about Bow Wow? I thought Bow Wow was just a friend. I thought he wasn't somebody you was tripping with. Bow Wow got a girlfriend. Why is so much of your conversation about Bow Wow? She was like, you need to focus on you and not be worried about what he doing or what he not doing. Like, this is a waste. You wasting a lot of energy on Bow Wow. Then she says, I'm not really trying to. She tells her again that she really doesn't want to be her manager, but she says, hey, I'm working with Johnny Blaze again, and I think y'all can make a hot record together. Let's work on something like that. So she proceeds to tell Miss Deb about the fact that Johnny Blaze shot her shot when she was pregnant with I was gonna say Wiz Khalifa, but that's not right. Fetty Wap's baby, and how she don't know that I know, but I just can't work with her. Deb was like, I ain't asking y'all to be friends. I'm saying make a hot record, make some money. Like, y'all need to put that shit aside. Like, nowadays you can make an album and don't even have to be in the same fucking country. Y'all see how my man DJ Khaled is always talking about he waiting for the vocals. You can record anywhere, put that shit together, have an engineer wrap it on up, do what they do, and make an album. So you can make a song with somebody and you ain't never got to be in the studio with them. Hell, you can make a video and don't ever have to be with them in the video. You can make a video and y'all ain't never in the same studio, production studio, whatever. So I don't understand how you ain't got a hit. You not on nobody's top 100, but you talking about who you will and won't work with. You ain't hungry enough. That's when people do that, they ain't hungry enough. Cause you still mad about the fact that you was pregnant by this dude and she was shooting her shot in his DMs. You ain't even with him no more. So what? Like, you had a whole nother situation with him and Alexis Sky and a bunch of other women he was dating. He was cheating on you. He didn't even own you at first. Talking about something. We wasn't even really together. It was just a one night stand. Like, deal with the fact that this dude dogged you out. It don't matter about who was in his DMs 3 years ago. Like, let that shit go. Let's go make some money. And that's what Dad was basically telling her. Alright, so we get to the party. It's the Rolling Out party. And of course, Bow was there, but Kiyomi isn't. But they ain't really trying to make a big deal about it. Of course, everybody's asking, where's Kiyomi? Where's Kiyomi? Where's Kiyomi? Where's Kiyomi? And Bow was like, well, he's telling everybody, oh, she at the studio. Now, Ayana was like, ain't no way in hell. Like, I know good and damn well that she ain't call her thirsty, but she basically said she too thirsty to not be out here on the front lines. Good and daggone well that something like this where she can look good, walk a carpet, wear a nice outfit, have her face beat, and be seen with you. She wasn't passing that shit up to be in no damn studio. So everybody knew she was lying. So Bob goes to talk to Brad about the situation. Here's what Brad pisses me off. Brad, now you spent all last season and really the beginning of this season talking about how Bow Wow is spoiled, how we let him get away with everything, how don't nobody hold him accountable, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now here's the situation where you sat here and said that you knew that Bow was probably wrong, but he fam and we gonna hold him down. No. If you really love him like that, then that's what you need to say. It's like, Bow, this don't sound right. Like, da-da-da-da-da. But I think what it boils down to is I don't think anybody's really crazy about Kiyomi or the fact that they think that him that the two of them may have been moving too fast. I think that's what they thought. Because even his mother said, I'm staying out of this because, they mad this week, next week they be back together, and I ain't in it. And she ain't lying. That's the best thing to do is stay out of it. But I just feel like with Brad defending him, I don't know. I don't know. Like, if he wrong, he wrong. You need to tell him he wrong. As a big sister, you need to let him know if he wrong, he wrong. Now, Ayana is like, look, I got Kiyomi walking in my fashion show. So what I hope is that nothing that's going on with this is going to affect my fashion show. I need to figure out what's really going on with them. So then we see Ayana and Lil Mo, Lil Mama, I keep saying Lil Mo. Lil Mama's at the rolling out party, and they're talking, and she's, talking about how Ayana is saying how she really doesn't want to go into the music industry because she grew up on that, on tour with her dad with the Beastie Boys and Run DMC. And she said, I can sing, but I don't want to sing because I don't want to go into that business. She said, I released my outlet in a fashion kind of way. So of course Lil Mama is like, hey, I'm a fashionista, like I love fashion, like she said, well, really, she said, what made you want to move to Atlanta? She said, just to change the scenery, just do some different things. And she said, well, maybe that's what I need to do because I'm starting to feel a little stifled here in Atlanta. That's how they got talking about fashion, because they were saying how she was saying how that's what she does. She does fashion and stuff like that. So they get to talking, and Lil Mama get to flirting, talking and flirting with Bow Wow's friends and stuff. She's got a very hard. She's a pretty girl, and you look at her and you think she's soft, has a soft personality, but she's got a very hard personality. You know what I mean? Even how how she talks, she's just harsh. So the other thing that happened at the party was Brat saw Lil Mama and was like, ugh. And basically what Brat said was, she came to the radio station. She had a stank-ass attitude. Everybody was glad when she left, and nobody really wants her to be back. And she said, she needs to humble herself. She don't really know how to really know how to play the game and humble herself. And, it didn't go off too well. And everybody was really, like, not happy to see, she was stank. She had a real stank attitude. And Brad was like, she's just going to have to, let people know that she's going to come back better. And if that's how she's out here promoting herself, nobody's going to want to work with her. Nobody's is going to want to, to give her any chances or any attention or whatever. So, the next day, or not the next day, but the next scene, I should say, the Brat meets up with MC Lyte, and Brat talks about how she loves her, how much she respects her and everything, and how she was her, idol and all this other stuff. And she basically let Lyte know. She said, so you working with Lil Mama? She was like, why? Like, why are you working with her? And Lyte was like, I love her. What you mean? Now, this is what I respect about that conversation. See, this is what happens when two grown women have a conversation. Brat didn't back down from how she felt. MC Lyte didn't back down about how she felt. They were able to have an honest conversation, a mature conversation, and have opposite views and respect each other's opinion. And basically what Brat was telling Lyte was, look, if you're going to work with her, then look, pass some things on to her. Tell her she needs to really get that chip off her shoulder. And she's going to have to humble herself when she's going, she's trying to get people to listen to her music, to forget about her past and all of that. She's going to have to humble herself. She said, basically, and MC Lyte was like, look, she's really a good young lady. She's got a sweetheart, and I just want everybody to see what I see in her. And Brat was like, yeah, but then tell her how she, you let her know that she's coming off really bad when she goes out here to promote herself. And the whole thing came up with her charging the stage. And Brat was like, even in the footage of her charging the stage with, Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, she said, Beyonce tried to stop her, and she jerked away from Beyonce. She said, and I saw that footage and was like, what? Like, how dare you? She tried to stop your ass from making a mistake, and you didn't care. You did it anyway. And the Brat also said that she was, off probation. She was going to have to file bankruptcy. Now, basically, it sounds, I don't think it's a situation where Brat ain't got no money. I think Brat is filing bankruptcy because she doesn't have the money to pay that young lady, or doesn't want to pay that young lady. Remember when 50 Cent filed bankruptcy because he didn't want to pay Rick Ross' baby mama that money that he was, that he won in the, and she won in that settlement. So I don't think, because Brat still owes like a couple of $1 million to the young lady she hit with the bottle. And the other thing Brat was telling MC Lyte was, she may not want to, she said, every time I do an interview, I get asked about jail. I'm tired of talking about it. I don't like talking about it. It's my past. However, it's also a part of my story. So when I go out here for these interviews and they ask these questions, it's expected that I speak on it. And I can't be nasty about it. I can't have an attitude about it because then I look like the bitch. And that's what she was telling her about with Lil Mama and crashing the stage with Jay-Z or whatever. Yeah, you're going to be asked about that shit till you die. But you've got to figure out a way to answer the questions without coming off so hard and coming off so nasty. So again, I appreciate the fact that they were able to have this great conversation where they had difference of opinions, but they were able to meet somewhere in the middle. Now, we see where MC Lyte went back and tried to have that conversation with Lil Mama. And Lil Mama's attitude is, I don't owe nobody shit. Like, I've spoken on it and I'm done speaking on it. And again, certain things, when you get to a certain level, you can demand, look, I'll do this interview with you, but you can't ask me about this, this, and that. Cool. That's the difference between being a Lil Mama and being a Beyonce. Beyonce can do an interview and tell them what I want and tell them exact. Matter of fact, Beyonce can do an interview and send them the fucking questions. Like, these are the questions that you will ask me, and I will answer them, and then I might sing a song, and then we out. Because she has reached that level. Mama, you not on that level. I know that's where you want to be. And I get it that you get sick of talking about the same thing over and over again. But you, and like MC Lyte said, MC Lyte was like, okay, but you did it. Like, you crashed the fucking stage and people are still, like, I'm still confused about why the fuck you did it. Now, she says she's talked about it, which she probably has. I ain't heard that interview. So if you coming out with a new project or a new album, know that people are going to ask you about that shit. Because everybody's thinking the same thing. What was you thinking? Why you do that? So then we see Ayana and Jermaine Dupri's daughter. They're talking about the fashion show and all this other stuff. And they end up calling Lil Bow Wow. No, they call Kiyomi. She's on her way to the fitting for the fashion show. She calls Kiyomi. Kiyomi lets them know that her and Bow broke up and that she's going to still do the fashion show. But she can't make it to the fitting because she just needs some time to get herself together. I didn't know that was optional. When you are in a fashion show, it is imperative. It is imperative that the clothes fit. It is imperative that the clothes fit. So you can't skip, especially with the kind of body she got. She doesn't have a size 0 model body. She's got ass. She got breasts. You know what I mean? Like, you have to go have the fitting. And Kiyomi, and Ayana was like, okay, well, as long as you make it to the fashion show. No, you are in charge. That is your brand. That is your reputation. That is your first major runway show. No. You say, look, boo, I'm sorry that you broke up with your boyfriend, but this is business, and I need you at that fitting. Like, cry later. Because how about that? Don't the rest of us have to do that? If I break up with my boyfriend tomorrow, please know that I'm expected at work tomorrow. Now, if I call out sick and I use a sick day, that's one thing. But if there was a mandatory meeting that I had to be at tomorrow, trust and believe I'm expected to be at that mandatory meeting. They don't give a fuck that I broke up with my boyfriend. So, a fitting doesn't take that long. A fitting is a couple of hours and then you out. Put on some makeup, comb your hair, go do that fitting. Because again, when you get on that runway and the clothes are falling off your ass, then what? Or worse, they don't fit at all. Then what? See, Ayana, you messing up. Like, you talking about how hard this is and how you want to take it seriously and all of that. And that's what you got to do it. You got to put your foot down and say, this is not acceptable. I need you there. Anyway, so we're going to see how that go down. I foresee a disaster. I think I spoke on MC Lyte and Lil Mama. I don't know if I really kind of, at the end of the day, in my opinion, at the end of the day, Lil Mama really didn't receive what MC Lyte was trying to tell her about humbling herself and learning how to deal with the media. You need to give her some more media training. If you're her manager, she needs some media training, especially if y'all are working on a big project that you're trying to roll out. All right. Last but not least, Bow Wow and Masika. Masika goes over Bow Wow's house. They get to flirting and stuff. And she was like, Bow, we got a history. We go way back. I love you, like, for real, like, brother, sister, like not brother, sister. She didn't say brother, sister. But, I love you, love you. And Bow Wow in the confessional talking about, yeah, we got a history. And if she want us to sleep together, a couple of times and roll in the hay or whatever, I'm down for that. And see, again, that is the problem, Bow. You going to sleep with this woman, then what? Because I think she's been very clear that her expectation is more than what you're offering. You're offering a one night stand or a 2 night stand or 3 night stand. She sounds like she might be trying to have something with you. So anyway, y'all, we'll see what happened in the next episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Peace.